Hey, what's going on? This is R.I.P, the life specialist. Welcome to the Get a Life show, the show that gives you the tools and principles necessary for an outstanding life. Today's segment is called the R.I.P, Real Interventions for People, and today I need to intervene in your life. Today, I'm ripping up the subject, how much further would you be if not for fear? Listen, I don't consider myself a scary person. I consider myself to be pretty confident. I feel good about what God has given me and the things that He's called me to do. But yet and still, even with that confidence, I've still had to overcome fear in my life, as all of us have. But different people deal with fear different ways. And so I began to look back at my life, and I began to just add up some things, and I began to look at some things where I've let fear conquer me in certain things. So I began to ask this question: how much further would I be ahead in life if I wasn't scared in that particular area? So today I want to ask you some questions. I want my Get It Life audience to ask themselves some honest questions, because in many cases fear is holding you back. It's that scariness, it's that feeling of inadequacy, it's that feeling of I can't that keeps many of you from not reaching the goals that you want to reach. It's not a lack of skill, it's not a lack of ability, it's not a lack of not having what it takes to make it. A lot of times it's just flat out being scared to do what it is that you want to do that keeps you from reaching that ultimate goal. So I just want to ask you a few questions. If it wasn't for fear, how many of you would have went back to school? See, a lot of times we don't go to school and graduate like we want to, and so many of us fear going back to school. I know I had that situation before. You get in your 30s and you're not used to studying and that whole mental grind of college, and you fear going back to school. So many of you don't go back and get the proper education and get that fine tuning and those extra skills that you need for a better paying job. So you stay stuck in a job that you don't like because you fear that you can't make it in school. How many of you have met someone that you thought might have been Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, but because of fear you never approached the person? You thought they were too good for you. You thought that you weren't good enough for them, that maybe you weren't good looking enough, and because you never even approached them, who knows? They could have been the best wife that you ever could imagine. They could have been the greatest husband of all time. But because of fear and feeling insecure about you, you never even approached the person. So who knows? How many of you were at a dead-end job, you didn't like it, you went to work every day, and every day you went, the first time you got there you wanted to go home because you hated your job. But because you feared change, you feared stepping out there and doing something else, you never even tried. So you stayed at a job that you were miserable at. You stayed there for 20 years and retired, and you were disgruntled. You felt like you weren't appreciated. You stayed somewhere where you hated it because you feared stepping out there. How many of you wanted to start a business of your own? You know you were not 9-to-5 material. You knew you were not the type of person that could sit there and take orders from people all the time. But because you feared stepping out there and being an entrepreneur, you never did what you had to do. Many of us are unhappy with our lives. Many of us have become mental malcontents. Many of us have become just pissed off at life because we fear stepping out there. We fear change. We fear connecting with people. We fear networking with people. We fear getting to know people. We fear stepping out there and becoming that business owner. We fear stepping out there with our musical careers. We fear all these things. And we sit around mad. We sit around jealous. And we sit around hating on other people who go after their dreams because you're scared. No, it's not so much that they're more talented than you. It's not so much that they have more skill than you. Sometimes it's just the fact that they were not scared to go after what they wanted. Fear is a normal part of life. But let me tell you something. What's more scary is dying with unfulfilled dreams. This is R.I.P, the life specialist, and I'm here to help you get a life.